Good morning. So nice to have you join us on this very cold day here in the Tennessee Valley. Dr. Jes Dwyer Fletcher is back on the show with us this morning to kick things off. She, of course, has Acu Chatt here in town. I know your topic today is neuropathy.
Yes.
And I didn't know actually if the cold is a trigger for that kind of thing. Does it make it different?
It does, yeah. It could actually make it a little bit worse because it constricts blood flow a little bit more. So you could either see more neuropathy in general or even permanent damage that comes further.
You know, every time you're here, we talk about something different. So I guess the takeaway is acupuncture can benefit you in all different types of your life.
Absolutely.
Everything from fertility issues to allergy issues. I know when Main Times 24 was going on, you had that fun little booth set up. People could come and see for themselves. But kind of the neuropathy side of things is more the traditional acupuncture approach, right?
It is. So it's slow micro progress over and over and over again that eventually builds up to long-lasting results.
Okay.
The good thing about going really slow in tiny pieces is that you don't usually lose the recovery that you make.
Okay, so kind of get in the weeds, if you will, on that. So for many people who struggle with neuropathy, it's in their feet or their legs. Is that right?
Most of the time, yes. You can get it in your hands as well. So as far as treatment goes, it doesn't really matter where or what type of neuropathy you have because there are several different types.
Okay.
But we basically are going to backtrack about 2/3 of an inch along the nerve per month.
Wow, that's pretty significant. 2/3 of an inch is a lot.
It is.
So are most of the people who are coming in for this treatment diabetic?
No, actually. We get a lot of post-chemo and then unexplained neuropathy. The diabetic is great. It's something we can really help with and increase blood flow for, but there's just a lot of different reasons that you could have neuropathy.
Okay, there are so many places I want to take this conversation, but unexplained neuropathy, that might be one of the most frustrating things when you don't feel good and nobody can tell you why.
Absolutely. We get so many patients who their only option is gabapentin and they don't see any results from it, because it's not the reason that they're having neuropathy. So with the acupuncture, it's one of the only things where they see a backtrack and improvement.
Is neuropathy pain or is it tingling?
It can be both. So neuropathy generally just means a problem with the nerves. So you can have everything from numbness to severe pain to tingling.
Okay.
Typically it goes on a kind of a pathway. So you start with a little bit of tingling, it increases the pain, and then it goes to numbness.
Okay.
When we're recovering, we go backwards. So you go from numbness to a little bit of pain to the tingling to nothing.
Okay, so let's just take kind of a standard scenario.
Yes.
Somebody comes in, they see you today, they call you, they're in next week, and they are dealing with neuropathy. Would I be right in saying this, that's going down their leg?
Often, yes.
Okay, so you're going to first have to do your own detection.
Yes. So we typically will start a case like that with something called a Toronto test, where we're measuring the different types of nerves and their function. So we have like a baseline, this is where you're starting. So when we reevaluate in several months, we can say this is how much progress you made.
Okay, that standard scenario I just gave. Let's say two people came in the same day, both with the same problem.
Yes.
Is it possible that their origin of the problem is going to be in different places?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so you do the Toronto test?
Yes.
And then that day, do you start working on it?
We try to make sure we start the same day people come in because you've already been suffering for so long. We want to make sure we address your problem right away.
Okay, so there they are at Acu Chatt,
Yes.
and you begin to, I guess you're inserting the needles in different points. If the pain is in this part of your leg, Jess,
Yes.
is it possible that the point of origin is upper or lower? Does it matter?
It's usually upper, so
Okay.
upstream from the injury. So a lot of times there's a damage at the nerve root, which is in your lumbar spine when it's in your legs, but it can also just be that the ends of the nerves aren't getting enough nutrition. So we're working at both directions to make sure we get it.
If they're not getting enough nutrition, does that transfer into like supplementation or just the acupuncture?
I usually do both. I want to make sure we cover from all angles because then you're just going to get results faster. So we'll do a little bit of supplementation, we'll do acupuncture to increase blood flow to those parts of the nerves, and we actually add something called ATP therapy, which works with the cell level to help them function more efficiently and get better results faster.
Okay, so when let's say that you have determined that the source is that lower spine.
Yes.
Are the needles going to go into the spine or the leg? Or?
Both. So I treat both the origin and the symptom, basically. So if you're having something caused from your low back, we're going to work on the nerve root, and then we're also going to work where you're feeling it, so we bring the blood flow to that area as well.
Okay, so unlike the allergy testing that you've done here where you put that in quickly, but then they take it home for the 3 weeks, this is done in office. So how long are those needles in?
25 minutes.
25 minutes.
Yes, and most people, once the needles are in, are very relaxed. Half of them take a nap. It's a good experience just to relax while you're there, so it doesn't feel super long.
So to earn that 2/3 advancing on the nerve root per month, how often are people typically coming in?
So that will depend on the results from their Toronto test and how severe the condition is.
Okay.
So it's going to be twice or 3 times a week, depending on severity.
Okay, so do people ever come to you and they say to you, you know, I have tried everything, or I've been
All the
dealing with
time.
this for years?
Absolutely.
So even if it's not a new experience,
Correct.
you can still help?
Absolutely. The newer it is, the faster I'll see results, but it doesn't matter how long you've had the neuropathy, we can still get improvement.
Okay, is the same principle applicable if you've got nerve issues, but it's not neuropathy technically, but like a pinched nerve or
Correct.
something
So that
like
would
that?
be more that lumbar start that causes the neuropathy. If you don't have the lumbar component, then it's just neuropathy.
Do you ask people to bring their medications to you so you know what they're taking? Or
I
at
ask them
least-
to let me know what they're taking. I don't necessarily need to see it.
Okay. In terms of getting an appointment with you,
Yes.
Just go through the website. Do they call you?
You can do
What's
the
fastest?
website, call, or text. We're taking new patients about a month out right now.
Okay.
But we want to get people in as soon as possible. So try to make your appointment as soon as you can so we see the results as soon as.
And is that principle of obviously the sooner you get in, the sooner you're going to see the results. But the fact that you can address problems, is that true for most everything?
Pretty much, yeah. I'd say about 90% of conditions are really well served by Chinese medicine. Now, if you break your arm, please go to the ER and have it set. That's going to be a better option.
Yeah.
There are ways to treat it, but it's not the best way.
Post-surgery, even if the
Post-surgery is
surgery was a
great.
long time ago, you can
Yeah.
help?
We recover scar tissue all the time where people still have those pulls and pinches because of the scars not healing quite right. So we can reduce that. The nerve pain that can come from surgeries, we can often reduce as well.
Okay.
There's a lot of different things we can do.
Well, here's where you find her, Acu Chatt. Dr. Jes Dwyer Fletcher is her name, acuchat.com, 708-5651 if you do want to give them a call. Great to see you.
You too.
We're all excited about the snow this weekend, but here's another reason to be excited. World of Wheels is back this weekend only. They have some very cool cars and some of your favorite entertainers coming to town. That's coming up next.
Hi, I'm Aaron Dixon with Insurance Advisors.